Right. Jan looked like Ricky Nelson.
Right.
I mean, Jan was just this tan, big genius. Sort of. He was sort of the brains behind Jan and Dean. You know what Jan and Dean is, Drew?
A band. Singers.
Oh, we just got to keep... Yeah, Dead Man's Curve and Sidewalk Surfer. They were like the Beach Boys, just a little bit before the Beach Boys were the Beach Boys, that whole California sound.
Okay.
The point is this Jan was, he looked like James Dean, except for if James Dean was 4 inches taller and worked out. And he was a genius and a composer and a singer and all that. And he took his Corvette and he, wrapped it around a parked car when he was, 22 at the height of his career. And was in a coma and wasn't supposed to come out. And anyway, when you see the guy now, you see a picture of him from 1964, and then you see him interviewed now, and it's
scary.
Yeah, it's he's become sort of like if Meatloaf had a stroke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that's different.
Yeah.
He got in an accident. He had something happen to him.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Right. I see.
But barring any car accidents or anything, Donny Osmond is just Donny Osmond.
Right.
I think Donny Osmond will just be Donny Osmond when he's 60.
Yes. That's true.
Got to kill him. All right.
I told you, you were irritated.
Yeah.
He was so nice, it was bugging you.
I know. I'm going to punch him. All right. You ready to rock and roll here?
Let's go.
Henry Rollins will be in here tomorrow night, by the way. Kate.
Hello.
You're 24.
Yes.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I was just wondering if someone who masturbates a lot, are they supposed to bleed?
A female?
Yes.
Yeah, at the time of masturbation?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, you mean, I mean, your menses are irregular? Is that what you're telling me, or what? Or that when you masturbate, it triggers immediately bleeding?
No, it's like afterwards.
Every time?
Almost.
How often are you doing this?
Quite often.
So you're bleeding throughout the month?
No, not every single time, but some.
Are you on birth control pills?
No.
Have you always done this?
I didn't start until I was about maybe 22, 23.
Is there any chance you're pregnant?
No.
Maybe the letter opener needs batteries.
Ooh. Well, sexual activity can stimulate women to bleed. I've never heard of masturbation doing it, but I suppose it could. And it's kind of weird that it happens every time.
Are you using something?
No.
No. You don't have those big share nails, do you?
No.
I was going to say Jackie Joyner, but then that would have been in poor taste.
Are you a virgin?
No.
Have you been to a gynecologist?
Not since I was like 13 or 14.
All right. Look, you should be
She's
going...
got that little girl voice, though.
But I get the sense more that it's not traumatically induced. It's
Anything happened to you when you were a kid?
What do you mean?
Anything traumatic?
Nothing that would really harm me in any way. Just the fact that when I was about 3, my stepfather molested me.
Right.
Except for that, it wouldn't be harmful, would it?
No, it's not like your Little League team didn't make the playoffs or something. I mean, something that sticks
Something
with you.
meaningful, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Other than the fact that I don't think I can get real close to a guy.
Well, that's why, of course, Kate. But Kate, the deal is you've got to see a gynecologist every year of your life. Do you understand that?
I
Or a
hate
doctor.
gynecologists.
Well, then see a regular doctor, or see a nurse practitioner. See somebody who you feel comfortable with and get a pap smear every year. Young women die of cervical cancer.
How long did your stepfather mess around with you?
It was only like a couple nights until I started turning and stuff because I was awake when he was doing it.
Oh, my God.
Anyone ever find out?
Yeah, he's in prison now.
Good.
Oh, that's good. Your mom found out and actually did something?
No, my sister did.
Yeah. I didn't think Mom would.
No,
Your mom married that
she
guy.
usually would call us liars and tell us to go on our own merry ways.
Right. Any other stepdads do anything to you?
No.
Mom didn't bring anyone else in?
Before I was born, I was told that my older sister was molested by my real father.
Oh, my God.
That's
Okay.
great.
Mom, go get the mom. Go get her.
Where's your? What happened to your? Something? Is your mom alive?
No, my sister, when my mom got back with my father, she went ballistic one day and in the middle of the street screaming out, "Do you like young girls?" He knows.
And?
And after time, I finally found out the story that she walked in on it, and I guess all hell broke loose.
Well, let's
it's almost like we just picked this conversation up in the middle.
Yeah.
Is your mom alive?
About what?
Okay, let's try again.
About breathing?
Is your mom living?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
sadly.
Okay. All right. All right, Kate. Therapy, gynecology.
Education. When did you drop out of school?
I didn't.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm in, like, some sort of school for accounting.
Okay. You know where it is?
Yeah, in Tampa.
All right. Just want to make sure you get there tomorrow.
Oh, really? Thank you.
All right, Kate. Take care. Oh, Kate, you have any kids?
Me? No.
Oh, good.
I don't like kids.
Good. That's my girl. That is my girl.
All right, have a nice night.
All righty.
Thanks.
Oh, boy. You hear that little girl voice, always trouble. Always trouble. Not found a 24-year-old with a little girl voice that didn't have something happen to him.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't know if it's just being stoic, but most of our listeners don't count molestation by stepdad at the age of 3 as a real factor.
Yeah. Or if they thought it was an important event, they would basically say, well, I've dealt with it. It's not a problem anymore. Now, why do I date the guy that physically abuses me?
I'll tell you, my folks missed a handful of Pop Warner football games I played in, and it's $10,000 worth of therapy later. I'm still not right.
Oh, the whole country has to hear about it every night. What are you talking about?
All right. That's all right. Jack?
Yeah.
You're 26.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I've got a couple of girlfriends right now that, I'm dealing with, and it's like, it's a big problem having two, and Holly, this one girl I know, she's she's really great. She's 28. She's interesting. I talk to her. We get really good intellectual conversations, and we have a good sex life.
Jack, what is your question?
I'm just wondering, how do I choose?
Do they know you're dating other people?
Well, she knows that that I want to see other people.
Jack, Jack, do they know you're dating other people?
Yeah, they do.
Do they know you're sleeping with other people?
Well, one of them does, the other one doesn't.
Which one? You have 3, I thought.
Well, one of them I haven't done anything with yet. I mean, I've been contemplating it, but it's rough enough with 2. But I want to, of course. But
how does the one that knows feel about this?
The one that knows, she's like, it's okay with her.
Okay, well, she's not into this relationship.
Well, I mean, I put the relationship with her, the first one, on hold.
Well, she knows it. She's with somebody else already.
In the first month, she's like, talking about marriage and all this, and I'm like, whoa, hold on, we got to back up a little bit, And so I've just reduced it to like dating and being friends,
And you told her that you were seeing somebody else.
No, I haven't done it. I mean, that's the one thing that I've refrained from doing.
But the other one you told you're seeing somebody else.
Oh, true stuff. Who cares? What's your question?
I just need some kind of, you guys seem really smart to me, and you guys analyze things really well.
Right.
And I'm too close to the situation to see it.
Right.
And I was hoping you guys might be able to clarify, give me a little clarity.
You have a character flaw.
Yes.
You need to have more than one person interested in you at a time because you feel inadequate in some way.
And he probably doesn't want real intimacy, and so he's got to keep a distance from that by keeping another person going here.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're 26.
That's fine.
At 26, a lot of flawed males out there.
I mean, you guys always go into people's backgrounds,
Yeah.
And I mean, I've got a really messed up background.
Yeah.
I mean,
We could have guessed that.
Your mama disappointed you somehow?
Dad left?
No, they actually ended up staying together.
Yeah.
But I mean, my mom was an alcoholic for 20 years.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I actually helped her get off of that.
How?
Killed her.
I was there when she was ready to help herself.
Yeah.
And I assisted her in doing that because
How?
By helping her go actually to the hospital and keeping her there. And
Did you go to family treatment?
yeah, we went to treatment together.
Why did you stop going to Al-Anon?
She moved.
Why did you stop going to Al-Anon or ACA?
I don't know. Nobody ever told me to stay.
Of course they did. Of course
No,
they
they didn't.
You went to addiction treatment program with your mom, and they never told you to go to Al-Anon or ACA.
I mean, I don't remember.
Of course they did.
Well,
That's the very, very, very first and fundamental thing they're going to teach you.
I've seen therapy. I've been in therapy for a while.
Go to Al-Anon.
I've done some things, and I do a lot myself. I'm really self-determined to fix myself.
And as you know, there's no such thing.
Well, there is. I've improved greatly.
What you were at 5 chicks this time last year?
No, I didn't actually even have sex until I was like 25.
Uh-oh. Well, let's not go overboard here.
I'm just saying. I'm just like.
All right, Jack.
I was tired of waiting, busted loose.
Jack, listen to me. I'm going to guide you in 30 seconds.
All right.
Maybe even 15. Depends how many times I say I do that a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Your mom was an alcoholic. She basically abandoned you emotionally when you were a kid. She devastated you. She crushed you. Now you're scared crapless, thanks, Drew, to be intimate with a woman because you're scared it's going to be taken away again, just like Mama took it away. So what do? You have someone on deck and someone in the hole.
And maybe more.
And maybe more. And that way, nothing can ever happen. If you have 5 cars, who cares if one of them breaks down? You always have a ride. Yeah. That is your policy. But as good a policy as safe a policy as it is miserable a policy as it is. So go to Al-Anon because
or adult children of alcoholics.
Because your mom was an alcoholic for 20 years.
Work a program. And if you want to do therapy, go back into individual therapy. But clearly, there's a lot more to be done.
Right. And get a woman therapist.
Yeah. A lot more to be done.
Because
why is it? Here's the deal. Let me just say something.
Let me say something.
Go ahead.
I figure that you got about a 40% chance of having sex with your therapist, so let's not take any chances by having a guy in there, because that is the last thing you need to be doing is blowing some guy. Well, you're paying $90.
You are my teacher.
That's right.
I forget what I was going to say. The deal is it amazing how people call up they want our advice, but of course, when we really get to the real stuff, they don't want to hear it.
No.
Then all of a sudden they don't want our advice anymore when they get down to the nitty-gritty and what's really troubling them.
Yeah. And for anyone who listens to the show and you tell us you're going out with 3 chicks and you're stuttering, what do you think we're going to say? You need a new blazer? And like a turtleneck sweater?
I would think the best thing we would say, the most clement thing we would say would be get rid of all 3 of them. Cut them all loose.
Right.
That's what we'd say, the least flawed person.
All right, so here's my advice. If you're hell-bent on a threesome, or if you're dating half your dorm floor, or whatever it is, you're cheating on your wife, you're pregnant, you're out of work, you're a junkie, and you don't want to give the kid up for adoption, don't call the show, because you'll be sorely disappointed. Right, Drew?
Yeah.
Melody.
Yeah, hi.
You're 20.
Yeah, well, actually I had the same problem as the last caller, but,
What, alcoholic parents?
No, the kind of dating too many people at once, keeping them on hold, but, what's what I'm calling about? A lot of my friends who smoke pot seem to really enjoy it and get a good, buzz off of it and feel, actually my father smoked pot, and that happened with him, but with me it's always been, really negative, really fearful, and, almost panic attacks.
Sure, it's very common.
Very
terrible feeling.
Yes, very common.
And I just wanted to know,
we call them lightweights.
Well, it's very common.
I don't think it would be that way since my own father does it.
No, there's less than a 50% chance that you would inherit the mechanism that makes it a particularly positive experience. Okay.
And what is that? Is it like a brain chemical? Or
it's brain chemistry, of course. I mean, that's all we are chemical gels. And when we interact with a substance in a certain way, it's due to the chemical makeup. I mean, people that are going to become addicted to marijuana are that way because of the biological makeup that makes the experience of smoking pot incredibly positive. For most people, it's lukewarm or okay. For a lot of people, it's real negative.
Yeah, I have a handful of friends that freak out when they smoke pot, and they're usually the more controlling ones who have difficulty with the feeling of that loss of control, but they like booze because booze makes them feel empowered. Do you know what I'm saying?
Less anxious, probably, too.
Well, what I mean is here's the way they feel. They have a hit off a joint, and they're scared to go outside because they think someone's going to see the zit that's on their forehead. And they think they look fat, and they think they look ugly, and they think they're stupid, and they don't want to look anyone in the eye. But they have a few highballs, and they want to go out, and they want everyone to see them. It affects people in different ways. But it's usually the more sort of people who are controlling or have issues involving control. When they get stoned, they feel out of control and vulnerable, and they don't like that feeling. Do people still use the term lightweight?
I don't know.
Mike, they still...
Mike says yes.
Mike has a stoner symposium at his one bedroom every... I think it's Tuesday and Thursday night.
I think you were at the last one, weren't you?
It may have been. I may have been the keynote speaker at that. Watching porno and smoking pot with engineer Mike. Hey, but so like when a guy takes a hit off a bong and then his head explodes and he starts coughing and everyone goes, lightweight. You still got that lightweight? All right. I'm just trying to keep it real here, Drew. Suzanne.
Yeah.
Ooh, hold on. Let me turn down my headphones.
What's going on?
All right, go ahead.
I've got the profile of the fixer that you talk about a lot, often.
You like sort of abusive guys or broken guys?
Like my boyfriend of 7-8 years.
Alcoholic guys?
Manic depressive guys.
Manic depressive guys.
Probably, maybe one of your best case scenarios as a fixer.
Bipolar?
Yeah.
Why would that be the best case scenario?
Well, if you're trying to fix a guy who's abusive or a guy who's a drug addict, they can come after you.
Yeah.
What I mean is I got to make a car analogy for everything.
Sure.
So you get an old broken down El Torito, that's a restaurant, Gran Torino or something, and you tow it in your garage. Well, you go down and work on it, but it doesn't jump on you and rape you while you're sleeping.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the manic depressive guy's not going to get loaded and kick your ass, is he? Or is he?
Yeah, that's the question.
Oh, is he?
No. I mean, you never know, I guess, is my feeling.
What is your question?
That's not been my experience.
What is your question?
What's the last 7 years been like?
Well, that's the thing. It's been kind of manic depressive for everyone, for me and my boyfriend. And,
He's been the only one?
he's been my own, what?
He's been the only boyfriend across that 7 years?
Yeah.
Has he ever hit you?
There's been a little bit of physical, kind of from both directions. I'm not all that submissive, so I don't really take it. But it's not been really violent.
Why do you say you're a fixer? Usually the pattern of multiple relationships with trying to fix guys. This has just been one.
I guess just because it's a kind of, I guess a bit of abusive. I think I feel like I'm a fixer inside. I try to help him so much. I try to guide him, and I try to... my dad is an alcoholic. That fits the profile that you talk about a lot. He's always been. Not as... I didn't grow up living with him, so I wasn't trying to fix in that way, but...
How old were you when he left?
Probably 3.
Okay.
How old are your kids?
Yeah, you can hear them in the background. I have a 2.5-year-old.
With the bipolar break?
Yeah. Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, right now, it's pretty good. But it's...
How about earlier this afternoon?
Yeah, that's how it is. No, it's been going pretty well for a few months, so...
Is your bipolar friend addict also? Alcoholic?
Oh, no way. No, that's been the really good thing about it. He doesn't have alcohol or drug problems, but he does. That is one issue that we do debate about, his having beers once in a while, which I totally am against. And beer once in a while,
Does he take his meds?
He does, for the most part. We've had experiences where he's been like the typical, and I don't need them. We've gone through that. Yeah.
All right, so, hey, Susan?
Suzanne, yeah?
Suzanne? For Christ's sake with this goddamn Susan and the Suzanne, Drew's wife's name is Susan. My girlfriend's best friend is named Suzanne, and God forbid I screw any of it up. And if I hang out with Drew's wife for a couple days, then inevitably I call my girlfriend's best friend Susan, and it's Suzanne. And I was, for Christ's sake, if you're hanging out with Adam, tell me you wouldn't screw that up.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't say anything either. Believe me, I know how hard it is.
But Suzanne, I know quite clear what your question is.
You don't have a question.
Well, no, I'm
You got some insight. You know your dad's an alcoholic. You know you're codependent. You know this is going on. What's the question?
Well,
if you want to do something about it, go to Al-Anon, go to ACA. Do some work.
Well, I guess just more objective advice. You talk about to people who, you're a fixer. What do you, do you just say, well, it's inherently a bad relationship if you're with someone who's a drug abuser or someone who has a mental illness?
No, I wouldn't use terms like good and bad. It's a tall order. We use those sorts of terms. It's going to be a lot of work.
Well, it depends if they respond, too.
Yeah.
There's
two people want to help each other and do well and do work and work on the relationship. It can be gratifying. It can be fine. But you got to go to work. Go to Al-Anon. Go to ACA. That's what I just finished saying 6 times. The things you need to do to take these relationships and move them in a healthier direction.
Oh, with the kids. That just kills me.
Don't have kids.
I think I said it a couple of weeks ago, but it always dawns on me it comes home when we have calls like this. When you're 2.5, your mom, to us, That's a 25-year-old. His dad was an alcoholic who's hang out with some guy who's
Beats her up.
there's a little violence. He likes a beer every once in a while. He's on meds. He's got his share of problems. But to the 2.5-year-old, this is God.
This is Mom.
This is Mom, and that's the light. That's the sun. That's all there is. When we are 2.5, that's all there is.
That's all there is. And
everything
is shaped on that.
That and Barney, right?
No.
Just that. I mean, your mom is it.
Yeah. Everything is shaped on that.
Amazing.
Yeah. We wonder why we have problems in this country.
I want to intervene. I swear to God. I want to go to all the kids.
Maybe that should be the new form of government. Maybe the new form of government. Our government is sort of we've developed, out-evolved government. And we should have a government that goes in and intervenes on these relationships and creates health out of them,
or just a Barney-like character that says your mom is nuts. She's on antidepressants and she's an alcoholic. Your dad. I know $9.50 sounds like a lot to be paid by the hour, but believe me, when you get older, it's not going to be much. They have what seems like a scholar's education because they made it through the 10th grade, and you haven't even entered nursery school yet, so I know that seems like a long ways off, but believe me, here's what the character would be called. Add some perspective, Larry. And he'd be like what the hell would he be? He'd be a porcupine. Don't get stuck with bad parents. That would be it.
Stuck by.
Don't get stuck by bad parents. There you go.
Big porcupine, Larry.
Big porcupine, put things in perspective, Larry.
The show will be the Spectorama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Respectorama? All right, we got to hash this out, Drew. Let's not waste everyone's time on there.
We gotta go break.
Is that a Barney?
That's Barney. Oh, yes, that's Barney.
That's funny. Drew doesn't know anything, and then he knows a lot about certain things that no one else cares about.
About the Parent Trap and Lady and the Tramp and
right.
Yeah.
Well, all right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back with us.
I'm Ken Jordan.
And I'm Scott Kirkland, and we are the Crystal Method.
And you're listening to Loveline with Ace Rockola
and the brilliant Dr. Drew.
Yes. Who's that? Ken? Ken the Pimp from the Crystal Method. Hey, Engineer Mike, you got a map? And you got a map? Map LA?
Thomas guy.
Something like that. Drew and I are arguing. And
we argue over maps more than anything else.
You know what? We gotta have some show on geography. You know where Drew lives? You been to Drew's house? Yeah. You know where I live? Yeah. I got to pick Drew up to go to LAX. Now, if you can kind of just close your eyes and picture where Drew lives, and close your eyes and picture where I live.
What time?
Wait.
About 8 in the morning.
There's a correlate.
7:45.
There's a prologue to this story.
Traffic.
I picked him up twice already. Now it's his turn.
Why don't you guys get a car to pick you guys each up?
We're lame.
How many times have you guys done this?
100.
Many.
150.
And how much is it for a car to take you to the airport? 45
Well, we'd
bucks?
have to get 2 cars, basically. See?
Well, no, Drew's car could, well, I don't know. I know it's bizarre, but do you understand, Ann, that...
well, isn't your house on the way to the airport from Drew's?
Yes. But
see, you'd be backtracking to go to Drew's house.
I would be turning around. Thank God Drew's mic's not working.
It would be. It is. The fact that you can't get on any of those roads to get to the airport at that time of day. It's just jam-packed.
No.
So we end up going all over hell and gone to get to the airport.
It's a pain in the ass for Drew to pick me up on the way to the airport, but it's a tragedy for me to pick Drew up.
But I do it twice to his once to make up for that.
All right.
You see?
It seems fair.
I've done it twice.
But here's all I'm saying, Ann. This is all I'm saying. I'm going to go to...
You both just don't drive there and meet at the airport.
Because we're cheap.
Well, wait a minute. No, Drew will get pissed if we try to pull that crap.
No, that's fine.
Well, we might do that. Here's all I'm saying. Ann, you're with me in the sense that I'm going to go to bed at 2. I'm getting up at 6:45. I'm turning my back to LAX, and I'm driving. I'm driving hard, and then I'm getting off the freeway, and I'm still driving. I'm driving up the hill, and I'm just going as far the other direction from LAX I can go.
Here's the deal.
Then I'm getting Drew, and I'm turning around, and I'm heading down.
Here, let me put it in this perspective. When I pick you up, these planes leave all at the same time, basically. I've had to get up at 6:50, get on the road at 6:50 to get you twice. You're going to have to leave at 6:45 to get me once.
It's just so the opposite. Doesn't it break your back?
Just time in the car is all that counts. We're still going to get there quicker once you get to my place. Well, this is pathetic.
Let's move on. But you know what I'm talking about when you turn your back on your destination and head the other direction? Although you're going to end up at your destination, it just breaks your back.
Look at this, you're not, for crying out loud. Look, you're going to
Somebody get a map. Somebody get a map. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
All right. Oh, boy.
Callisto?
Right. Callisto?
Hi, guys.
You're 12, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do you pronounce your name?
Callisto.
Callisto.
Yeah.
What's going on there, Callisto?
Well, I'm going out with a 17-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him I was actually 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him I go to a different high school than he does.
You told him what about high school?
I told him I went to a different high school.
Oh, well, you kind of do.
That's not even high school, though.
Yeah.
What are you, in the 6th grade?
7th.
Oh, okay.
He's a senior in high school.
Well, he was held back. But.
Why do you want to go out with somebody that much older than you?
Because boys my age are morons.
Yeah. They're morons at 17, too. Especially a 17-year-old that would go out with a 12-year-old. That's really a moron.
He thinks I'm 15.
Well, again, he's really a moron, because you're not 15. He must have some clue or have some inkling.
Are you doing anything physically with him?
Not yet.
What are you planning on?
I don't know.
Should we bet? She's 12.
Yeah. I feel bad gambling on people that aren't even teens. Where's your dad?
Hope in hell.
There you go.
Oh.
There we are. Callisto,
what did he do?
He abandoned me.
What else did he do?
I never knew him.
How old was he when you left? How old were you when he left?
It was before I was born.
How about stepdad?
Stepdad.
My mother never married.
Any other guys in the house, men?
My grandpa.
Grandpa do anything to you?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, be that as it may, what we're picking up on here is that you're trying to
find Daddy.
Yes, find Daddy. Substitute something or repair something that your dad had done to you by getting somebody older and trying to control the situation and repair what abandonment or abuse was delivered to you when you were a young child.
Where'd you meet this guy?
Through the phone.
The phone?
Yeah.
How's that work?
A friend of mine, I guess she knew him from a brother or something. She called him and through it was my friend's friend.
Yeah.
Who knew him, I guess, through a brother or something. And so my friend found his number and she started talking to him. And so she let me talk to him and we got involved.
All right. All this guy's going to be is trouble. He, even if there is a relationship, ultimately you're going to choose a guy who's emotionally unavailable and abandoning. Because that's the kind of person you're looking for.
You got any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, sister.
How old's she?
31.
Oh. Different dad?
Yeah.
How old's your mom?
49 or something like that.
17 when she had the first one.
Right. I was just trying to work out your kitty calendar.
Huh?
Listen, you're going to break your mom's record. You're going to be pregnant at 14. Don't do that. Hey, you know how you never knew your dad? Your kid's never going to know this guy.
Right.
Don't get yourself into that kind of trouble.
Don't do it again.
Okay.
Try to break this whole chain, would you please?
Just wait on all this. Just hang on. There's lots of time ahead. Your impulses are not healthy right now.
What we're talking about here with Callisto, what's that John Denver song? Hi, Callisto, we sing to your spirit for men, for pedophiles that have served you so long and so well. Hey, let me take off your bra. Was that it? I'm the only person I know is amused by my singing.
Yep, you are.
I bet Mike likes it. He just don't want to admit it. All right, here comes here comes producer Ann with the Thomas Guide. All right, baby. All right, now, here's what I'm saying. I don't know why this is not the #1 issue in America. I really don't. Talk about crime, talk about building prisons, talk about unemployment, talk about welfare. It's all about Callisto not having a kid before she's married and settled in. That is the number one problem we have in America. Drew is now knee-deep in the Thomas Guide, and there'll be no bringing him back. So I'm just going to move on to our next call.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Ann, can you use that pencil and chart things out? Oh, okay. Let me get my address. Hey, Esther.
Yes.
That was the name of my first girlfriend.
Hi.
It was.
You're a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thanks.
Love your show.
Thanks. What's going on there, homie?
Well, I just wanted to know how I have problems, not approaching guys, but getting started with a relationship.
You're 27.
Yeah.
You should have called in like 8 years ago.
Well, I was fine then, I guess.
I just looked up at the screen. You're still a virgin?
Yeah.
You're pretty giddy for someone who's still a virgin.
Sure.
But, what's the furthest you've been with a man?
Name some and I'll say yes or no.
Let's see. Sodomy?
No.
No. Okay. Oral sex?
No.
No. You grabbed his honker?
No.
No.
Just kissing, I guess.
Just kissing?
Yeah.
I'm going to flip over all the cards. Just kissing?
Yes.
You've never had a strange hand on your breast?
Oh, yeah.
So there is, see?
We've just got such a pace going tonight. It really is quite something.
All right, so you've had your breast felt.
Yes.
But you've never touched your penis.
No.
Would you like that?
What's the question?
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah,
Drew.
Esther, what's the question?
I was wondering how to, obtain a relationship because 27 and...
You've never had any kind of relationship?
Well, I have, but it's never, long or anything. And then
Why?
now
Why do they
I'm
end?
coming to an age where, most of my friends are married with kids and stuff.
Why do they end? Why do these relationships stop?
Oh, my last one was it's not even a relationship. It's like I go out with them and...
Are you saving your virginity?
Not necessarily, but...
What do you look like?
I'm Asian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you brought up in a real strict environment?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
That's definitely, yeah.
Yeah. But you're, nothing wrong with you physically?
No.
No?
No.
You're attractive? Guys interested in you?
Oh, guys come up and ask me for my number, but that's about,
That's interest?
Yeah.
You give me your number?
Yeah. Another thing is, I really don't like it when guys come up and ask me for my number.
Well, what's wrong with you?
Well,
your parents, were they weird?
What my mom says? When I was younger, she goes, guys only, ask for your number because they wouldn't go up to a pretty girl and ask them for your number because they know pretty girls are more pickier. And
all right. So your mom gave you a complex. Your parents were kind of cruel.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, she got screwed up a little. You have friends?
Yeah.
Are they all right?
Yes.
Can you talk to them? Can you go out with them?
Their life's kind of busy with their kids.
All right. Do you work?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where do you work?
I work at a restaurant as a waitress.
Oh, okay. So there's tons of guys around, right?
Somewhat, yes.
All right. Go out with, Ernesto, the busboy.
Okay.
I mean, listen, you don't really have a question. I mean, if somebody abused you or someone did something horrible to you, speak right now.
Mental verbal
abuse. Yeah.
Mental verbal.
That's
Okay.
kind of normal coming from an Asian,
Right. They don't talk much, but when they say something, it's bad. That's my take on the Asian culture.
Intrusive sometimes.
And they get a lot done. Listen.
She needs to go work on a relationship.
Your parents broke you.
Yeah.
That's it. And that happens to a lot of people. Your parents break you, and then you unfortunately have to rebuild yourself like a barbecue after an earthquake. You know what I mean? It's you're just a big pile of bricks.
It hurts more than just that. You got to go out there and put yourself at risk too.
Right.
Yeah.
I was in the same boat. I really was.
I believe it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Do you have to believe it that quickly? You can't go. You mean even you?
Even you?
Oh, yes.
I believe it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Jackass. I just mean, my parents didn't do a real good job of making me feel like I was particularly talented or interested or worthwhile or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
these are issues of personal worth.
So it takes you a while to do it, and the only way you can rebuild that is through achievement.
Finding things that gives you a sense of meaning for yourself, and have some achievement interpersonally too. Have some success and be vulnerable.
And a lot of it is just mechanical. Go to the gym 3 days a week. Get involved. It's bizarre, but get involved with some program. Like when I get involved with the Catholic Big Brother program, you got some little kid looking up to you. Even if you're just hauling his ass to the beach and buying him Taco Bell, they appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
You really.
And take a break. That's what Ann says. Oh, I see. All right. We'll be back. Hey, it's Loveline. I'm Carolla, Dr. Drew over there. What's going on there, Drew? Are we done?
Yep.
All right. It's enough show for tonight? Do we have to do it 2 hours every night? Tonight feels like 45 minutes to me.
That's what it's been.
That's what I mean. I mean, it feels like a 45-minute show.
Oh, I see. It should be over now. Yeah.
Can you really, does Art really know any chronological time? Do you know what I mean?
But nobody would mistake this for Art, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Joseph.
Yeah?
You're 14.
Yeah. Hey, you see, when I was about 6...
What's going on in the background there, Joseph?
Huh?
What do I hear in the background?
An air conditioner.
Yeah.
No.
Does your air conditioner sound like Wolf Blitzer?
I guess. Sucks in stuff sometimes. Makes a lot of noise.
What's on in the background, Joseph?
The air conditioner.
Any other appliances?
What's the one with the human voice?
Oh, yeah. The fridge is making noises, too.
That one has a human voice?
No, not like that, unless my phone's picking up the radio like it does sometimes.
Hold on a second.
What the hell is he saying?
Joseph?
Yeah.
Be silent for a moment, my child. Yeah, sounds like radio. Hey, Joseph?
Yeah.
Do you have a phone that's not a mobile phone?
No.
You don't have a phone that's just plugged in to a jack?
No.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, well.
Wow. I thought everyone had. I thought it was some sort of fire code that you had to have something that worked that way.
Well, I did until the ringer stopped working, and then I had to throw it away.
Most of the kids graduating from high school this year have never seen a phone with a dial.
Oh, you poor kids. Listen, I'm in physical therapy for my finger. Yeah. I have carpal tunnel in my left hand. Oh, that could be from something else. All right, Joseph, so what's...
left hand?
Yeah, it's the hand I use. Oh. What's going on?
Well, when I was about 6, I had this babysitter that used to come over, and, well, one time she got undressed and told me to touch her.
Mm-hmm.
So
How old were you
then? I was kind of nervous.
6.
You were 6.
And,
how old was she?
About 15.
And where did she come from?
Kentucky, where I'm from.
No. Why? Who was she? How did your parents find her?
Well, she lived across the street from my grandparents.
And you were living with your grandparents at the time?
No, I lived across town.
But they knew her since she lived near the grandparents?
No, she didn't live it.
All right. Hey, Joseph?
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on hold for a minute. I'm going to let you sort out your thoughts.
Uh-huh.
And
oh, you see your phone, it's kind of very low, and I can't hear what you're saying too well.
Okay, this babysitter of yours?
Yeah.
She was a friend of your grandparents?
No, she's a friend of my aunt's that lived at my grandparents.
Okay.
But she lived near your grandparents?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up with her now? Do you have
and by the way, I'm not sweating. I don't want to sweat any more details.
Yeah.
Just go, yeah.
What's she doing now, do you know?
I haven't seen her in years.
And what has this done for you? What has happened to you since?
Nothing. I got a question about it.
What's the question?
When she would do this was my first experience, sexual experience.
Mm-hmm.
You're 6. You can't have a sexual experience at 6, basically. You just have abuse.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant.
All right, but as far as abuse goes, this is the abuse you dream about.
No, it's not at 6.
I know. I just mean if you have to be abused, this is the route to go.
All right.
Just wondering how normal is it that I enjoyed it. I look forward to her coming over to watch me.
It's not that uncommon, believe it or not, for young kids to crave some of those sorts of abusive encounters. They feel validated, they feel connected with a person, but that's only in a situation where the family situation is very really typically depraved or deprived, where you're not getting anything at home, and to get the attention of somebody that feels intimate is very gratifying, but it's also conflicted and overwhelming, and it creates a lot of trauma.
Listen, believe me, Donny Osmond at 6 would have loved to have a 15-year-old get naked and dance around.
Would freak him out.
No.
Yes.
I don't know. Listen, I remember being 6. I remember...
At 11, no problem.
No. Mike, come on, buddy. 6.
What was happening to you at 6?
I was in my sexual prime at 6.
Well, come on, what were you thinking at 6?
I had a 17-second refractory period when I was 6.
Look, at 6, you're already overwhelmed by all these Oedipal impulses. They freak you out already.
More boobs.
I saw my first Playboy at 6.
Did you?
Loved it.
You see?
Didn't know what it was, but loved it.
Yeah, okay. To be actually sexualized would be weird.
Well, it's a little weird, but put it this way. If you were 6 and you could get a glimpse at, like, one of your mom's friends changing at the pool cabana or something, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if you had a 15-year-old who's a woman when you're 6, when you're 6, an 11-year-old's a woman, and she's going to get naked and dance around in front of you, you're going to be pretty excited about that. Now, if she's going to sort of physically force you to do things that you're uncomfortable with, that's crossing that line.
Yeah.
And
you got to understand that theoretically young males have lots of overwhelming feelings about the female genitalia, that they're going to consume them, or that they're going to take their penis away. All kinds of weird fantasies go on.
Well, they do, but then they give it back. Then they take it again. Then they hand it back.
That's one of the
and
feelings.
And 3 or 4 of those, you have an orgasm.
But
that's why I move real slow.
I mean, and most of it, of course, is fantasies about the parents, but to have that confronted with all that would really be very difficult for them to manage. Not a good thing.
All right. I don't think it affected Joseph. On the other hand, after talking to him for 4 minutes.
Tamara.
Yes.
You're 29. What's going on?
What's going on?
Oh, not much. I was actually calling to ask. My father was missing for 2 years, and we kind of had believed he was dead. And we just found him last week, and his alcoholism is progressed. I can't even believe he's still alive. I'm thankful that he is. How do you go about bringing something like that up? I don't want him to go away again.
Where was he?
I guess now he's staying in a halfway house, and the county is paying for his room.
So he's abstinent now?
No, he's still drinking very much.
It's not a halfway house then, it's just a flop house.
Yeah, I think so.
Halfway house is usually a recovery house.
Well, no, this place is halfway between her place and the liquor store. I think that's what it is. Hey, Tamara?
Yes.
Where was he?
He was in Stockton. He's been gone living his life. The last time I saw him, I had given him money to take a taxi, and he called me the next night, and he was drunk. So I guess you can say we had a falling out. So I felt very guilty for a very long time.
So you're afraid that if you say anything to him about how his disease is affecting him, that he's going to abandon you again. And so you're not willing to say anything, even though you know that not saying anything will mean his death.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, and I have children now, and it's just important to me that he not go away, but he was shaking really bad on Sunday when he hadn't had a drink, and it's just really obvious to me.
Why don't you take him to some treatment?
Is there a place that you can do that where because I know he needs in-house treatment. He can't just be treated.
I would take him to a county facility, and any kind of facility, and he'll need a medical detox first, and then see if they can convince him to get some treatment. I think you ought to use whatever leverage you have. And you don't have to do it in a punitive way, but just say, look, if you want to see your grandkids, not unless you stop drinking. That's it, period.
I'm hoping that this is going to give him a reason to want to quit. And
what is?
The grandkids.
Having us back in his life. He thought nobody cared about him. He didn't think we were looking for him, and he got pulled over for whatever reason, and they told him he was a missing person, and he cried, and he was very moved, and it was great.
Well, how Tamara?
Yes?
You gave him some cab money, called you the next day drunk, and then you hadn't heard from him for 2 years.
Yes.
And you thought he was dead.
And you're taking responsibility for that. You're assuming it's your fault. So God forbid you should speak up and speak the truth to him, lest he should be disturbed, lest he should run away again.
Well, you're very right as far as that goes, because I have sought therapy over it. I was very guilty over it. I feel like I have OCDs. They put me on some kind of medication. I'm not sure what
We are
it
talking
is.
to more codependents than we ever have in a month.
We got a theme going.
Go to Al-Anon.
Did you marry an alcoholic?
Of course.
Married and divorced him, yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Oh, but Drew, there's no patterns. Everyone's an individual, aren't they?
Well, I've taken it to a whole nother level now, Adam. I don't have any use for men whatsoever.
That's good.
The same thing, Tamara.
That's
it's just
right.
the flip side of the same
That's
coin.
right. And by the way, as long as you're going that direction, you might as well find Jesus Christ. Because Lord knows after you kill, you got to find Jesus. And believe me, all you people that kill and then find Jesus, Jesus don't want you. You understand me?
Tamara, really do some real work. Go to Al-Anon Worker Program, because you're just flipping the same coin over and over again. Taking one side, then the other side.
Listen, going 180 degrees in the opposite direction, screaming,
is the same problem.
It's not therapy.
No, that's not health. It's the same problem from a different perspective.
That's right. Speaking of 180 degrees, you know where Drew's house is in relation to my house? Oh, my God. It'd be like, it's like if you're going to San Francisco and you had to swing by San Diego on the way.
What you think about this? But you're
you
looping around
bastard.
to get
All
on
right.
the freeway we want to get on.
That's enough. That's it. I'm pretty
This is the
miserable.
part- This is the part that you don't want to do.
Hey,
I don't
and
want to do this part
I got
either.
a policy. No cell phone talk in my car.
I think that's right.
Really?
That'll be fine. Yeah. I don't think everything's scheduled tomorrow.
Drew loves to yap on that cell phone while I cart him around like Cato. We're going to take a little 10-second break, and we'll be right back with more Loveline. Yes. Yeah, and I also told him to speed, too. Yeah. Jackass. All right, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla's Dr. Drew over there. Henry Rollins will be in here tomorrow. Henry is doing a lot of spoken word stuff. I got a video of his I got to watch tonight. Oh, yes, Sam. 18 minutes. Henry's a nice guy. I've had him on the show a year and... It's over a year, isn't it, Ann?
Yeah.
Henry? Yeah. When is it? Can you check that? Just curious. Yeah, thanks, man. Jenny?
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know I'd get called on so quick.
All right, I'll just move.
No, let it come out
okay,
there.
I'm screwing with you. What's going on?
What? Well, you were talking earlier after, I think it was after Callisto called, about making sure that kids don't have children.
Yes.
And you were talking about some of your ideas. They just sounded like Band-Aids. They were such quick little fixes, like, I don't know.
Jenny, we weren't being serious, but what is your solution?
Well, what were my ideas?
I don't remember, but it's just like making a TV program and commercials against it, and like,
what's your
just
solution?
educating in high school. Whereas, like, I really think that what you say a lot of times is that and which is true, and it just needs to be reiterated again and again, is that kids need
parents,
a basic foundation from when they're really, really little.
Yes, absolutely.
And
the only way that's going to happen, though,
we need to support that with our society too. That we can't like just focus on making sure that teens aren't having babies, but also focus on being able to support parents as much as possible.
We agree.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's how you get kids not to have kids.
Right. And I just feel like sometimes parents these days don't get enough
support.
Well, listen, here's
the child care is not, it's not a right in our society, unfortunately.
Child care is not the solution. I got news for you. In fact, that adds to the abandoning feelings that kids experience. I got news for you. The only solution is for parents to GD step up and do their job.
Yeah. Here's I found a new group. I'm going to call it Kids Not Having Kids, but I'm going to spell not like you tie the knot.
Yeah.
So it's going to be KKK. Is that bad?
KKHK.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Now it works. Listen, all you screwballs out there, including Jenny, who had first off, sort of a complimentary gripe, something about our show. I'm not interested in educating parents. I'm not interested in. Here's the deal. Let's look at. Here's my point. Here's my point. Okay, you got a ship and it's not seaworthy. I don't want more helicopters and more Coast Guards. I don't want them to go to sea. I'm not interested in bailing them out once they're 30 miles off the shore and taking on water. There's not enough of that. There's no way there's enough helicopters and enough PT boats to get out there and save everybody who's drowning.
Yep.
I don't want them to leave the shore.
Right.
And by them not leaving the shore, I mean them not having kids. There's no doubt that half or three-quarters of the parents in this country, the families in this country, if in fact you want to call a bunch of moms raising 3 or 4 kids by themselves a family, there's no doubt they could all use a new playground, a new stroller, some therapy, and all that. That's one family. There's millions of these families. There's not enough therapists to go around. There's not enough after-school programs to go around. There's not enough. And frankly, I'm already paying for half you a-holes. I swear to God, I make $10, I take home $5, and I don't get anything extra. No extra, nothing. So I'm tired of paying for you losers.
Well, yes, you do get some extra. You get liability.
Right, I get sued. That's my extra. Now listen, stop having kids. That's where we're going to start. And you people that already have kids, as far as I'm concerned, you're a bust already. I just want to start off with your kids. I'm starting new. It's a fresh start. Sally.
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yep.
I'm telling you, this plan of mine is going to be bigger than the metric system.
And Institute is effectively probably.
Remember when you're in the 5th grade? Either you learn the metric system or you get left behind.
Jimmy Carter signed it into law.
I just want to take one second here. All the faculty over at Colfax Elementary who was there during the time I was there and busted my ass with this godforsaken metric system for 3 years, kiss my ass. I don't know the difference between a meter and a yard, and I could care less. This is the wave of the future. You're going to get left behind. Please. The Olympics, once every 4 years, you got to figure it out, and that's it. Sally.
Okay, I have this boyfriend, and we've been seeing each other for about 4 months. He came down here on vacation from L.A., and about 2 weeks ago, a girlfriend of his, I guess, that he had a while ago, an ex-girlfriend called up and said she was pregnant, and said that she was having the baby, like, within a week. The baby was supposed to be due yesterday. He went down there, like, right away after he found out this. And now she's not having the baby. She's still not having it on the date that she said, and she's still not having it on the second date that she gave him.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously she's been lying to him this whole time.
Either that or
you're not having the baby.
Or
no, she's definitely pregnant.
Or he screwed around.
Or he's what?
Screwed around. Because who actually told you the date? Him or her?
He did.
Interesting.
You see,
he can adjust the math accordingly.
Right. You see, Sally.
Well,
he could have been praying for a premature birth there to cover himself. I bet he screwed around on you.
Well, what happened is because when we got together, that was when we had met, like 4 months ago.
They said 7 months ago.
No, 4.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. And she called my house looking for him when she first was trying to get a hold of him, and she's the one who ran me down all the facts about, well, the baby's going to be born this date, and I need him here, and I told him this.
So you're wondering if it's his child?
Huh?
You're wondering if it's his child?
No, actually, I'm wondering if I should wait around for him. I'm wondering because
if he's going to be so involved with this other woman.
Right. He tells me now, I mean, I still talk to him on a daily basis. He tells me now that once the baby's born, he's going to do his father thing, and then he's coming back.
Father thing takes, 2 weeks?
Well, you got to get the kid home from the hospital.
Yeah. On his point of the deal, he kind of blames her because...
That was his baby.
Yeah, but he didn't really want to do this. It wasn't,
It doesn't matter. Right. Is he going to be the father or not?
Well, I don't know.
Well, if he's going to be the father, it's not a 2-week endeavor.
Well, okay, but 2 months.
I'm not saying it's a 2-week. Well, right now he's planning to come back in December, which will mean that the baby will be about...
He just sounds like a...
All right, well, wait a minute. Let's be fair. When's the child going to be born?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
any day.
Any day now? And he's not coming back for December?
Right.
You think the kid will be okay after 3 months? I mean, you're pretty much You're ready to go on your own at that point.
Yeah, they give them a driver's
Isn't
license.
there a point when you're about 4 or 5 months where you're kind of embarrassed by your folks hanging around?
Or should I let him go and let him go do his dad thing?
Well, how old is he?
He's 22.
Yeah.
He just sounds like a load of work to me. He just sounds like a lot of chaos.
Well, the thing is that one of the reasons why he's kind of real hesitant about the whole baby deal is because she never told him up until about 2 weeks ago.
All right, well, that's the way it goes, but he has a child, presumably.
Listen, this guy's a screwball.
Yeah.
She's a screwball, too. But when you get involved with screwballs, makes you a screwball.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It wasn't just Manson. It was his whole family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you get involved with a guy whose track record's dicey at best. And believe me, I know how these guys work. You're going to be pregnant. He's going to be with another girlfriend. He's going to be coming back doing his 3-week visit
to you.
With you.
Yeah.
He's going to hold your hand in the hospital, and then he's going off to hold a boob. And it's not going to be yours.
I suspect.
I don't trust this guy. Plus, he's 22. You're 17. That's a little out there. It's 5 years ain't a big deal, but it is at 17 and 22.
It's huge. In fact, I didn't realize you were 17.
Yeah.
You should be in graduate school, and you're in high school.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Graduate school. What are you doing? Are you in? No.
That's what we're saying.
Forget this guy.
Okay.
Sally.
Yeah.
Where's your dad?
Where's my dad?
Yeah.
You guys always ask me.
Where is he?
My dad lives across town.
Right.
Was I ever molested when I was little? Yes.
No.
Was it from my father? No.
You were molested when you were little.
Yeah.
All right. And your dad? When did your dad divorce your mom?
They were never married.
There you go.
Okay.
There's my point, baby.
Even more important than the.
Please
molestation.
listen to that, would you? Okay.
Why do
Now
we
you're-
know that? How do we know that? If it's such unique behavior you're manifesting, how is it we knew that history was there?
Everybody.
Because it's always there.
All right. Drew?
Yeah.
Let's not go wacky.
All right.
We got bigger fish to fry, like Clinton getting a blowjob.
You've checked out his history, haven't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
His mom's a nutcase, alcoholism, 5 stepdads. Of course the guy's a sexual compulsive and an addict. Of course, everybody. It's real easy math.
You don't have to be an FBI profile. You really don't.
I could teach this to a raccoon. How come I can't teach it to a politician? It's real easy. And please.
How about electorate? Populations electing politicians.
Between secondhand smoke and Clinton, that's all I've heard in the last year. No one gives a flying F about any of this. Please, Drew. I know you got a beef with Clinton, but who cares? We got bigger fish to fry in this country.
I've not gotten into this frenzy about him.
Good.
I'm really not.
Stacy,
Hello.
what's going on?
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Hold on a second. I don't want anyone elected. I want to look into their parents, their childhood.
Yeah.
Your mom had married 5 times. Your dad's an alcoholic. You're out. You're not getting in. You're flawed. Unless you, I want a note from your therapist, and I want it stamped like a passbook.
And a sign-in thing from your Al-Anon meetings and your
Right.
recovery
Of
meetings.
course, Clinton's a mess. He's a mess, just like everyone else whose family's like that's a mess.
Yeah.
He just wears a suit. That's all. Go ahead, Stacey.
He's smart.
Okay. For the last 2 years, year and a half, I've been working on, I've been in counseling since I was like 20 on my own. And then for the last 2 years, my doctor's had me on medication. He said I had post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm. From what?
Well, when I was 14,
Rape?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What happened before that?
Nothing that I remember.
What do you think?
I don't know. I really don't think anything. I really tried to think about it, but
Who raped you when you were 14?
I let a guy take advantage of me, and it went over the time of about a year and a half, and
How was that rape?
Well, I didn't know what it was. I wasn't.
You were having sex with a guy when you were 14.
Yeah.
And after the fact, you decided that was rape.
Yeah.
And was it a boyfriend?
Kind of.
How old was he?
A family friend. 16, and I was 14, and.
Well, if that's rape, count me in.
I would suspect something happened to you before that.
What kind of rape is that, Stacey? I mean, I know you're a little bit young. And he was 16.
Yeah.
He wasn't 26.
Well, I don't know. I just kind of, maybe it was just a way of, make myself okay with the thing. And then I got pregnant when I was 15 because of it.
You had a year and a half relationship with him, though?
Yeah.
Oh. So how many times did he rape you in a year and a half?
I don't
100, 200 times?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, listen, Stacey, that's a lot of things, but I don't really think it's rape.
Okay.
And listen, all you screwballs out there who are going to call and start complaining because I dared to say that someone wasn't actually raped on this show. Here's my problem with calling everything rape. I think it lessens it when people, for victims of actual rape. You know what I mean? I'd be pissed if I got raped and Stacey got raped too. Because I'm not counting that as rape.
Okay, well, I guess it was just, I definitely felt victim.
Did he threaten you? Did he hit you? Did he do anything like that?
No, but my question is, am I just, I've been on five different medications because I'm getting different side effects from each one. Am I maybe going down the wrong avenue with this?
Yes. That's the easy answer.
Hold on, I'm not a doctor. Let me try. Yeah?
If you tried some psychotherapy?
Yeah, I was in it.
For how long?
About 2 years before I started the medication.
How'd that go? But it wasn't a rape counseling group, was it?
No. That's not the issue.
There is something that made you set up to feel victimized by that relationship that you had.
Yeah.
And there's something much more meaningful before that relationship that was resurfaced, or brought out because of that.
Why do you feel like it was rape?
Just because, honestly, I wasn't, I was consenting, but I wasn't aware sexually, and I wasn't educated. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know the precautions to take, and I didn't know what.
I wish we could have.
There's something else going on.
Yeah, but I wish we could have had this conversation from a different angle, a different perspective, Stacey. Because what you're saying, I think, is absolutely true and important for people to hear. That a 14-year-old really, even the one that really thinks they're enlightened and understands what they're getting into, really doesn't, and really has difficulty understanding the consequences.
Yeah,
and that's true of all 14-year-olds. Okay, virtually. But for you, it had extra special meaning.
Except for Brooke Shields.
Well,
You could have handled it.
At the time, I would have said, "This is what I want."
Yeah, I know what I'm up to. I know what I'm doing. You can't tell me what to do.
All right. So you're screwy as a teenager. You're too young. You got sexualized early.
My dad's an alcoholic. My mom smokes pot, and
so there's all kinds of stuff, violations going on before that.
All right. Sounds like a little more therapy might be.
Yes, and there are medicines, and some of these things we talk about, these childhood traumas, can be conceptualized as post-traumatic stress disturbances, and so medication can have a role. But she's having all kinds of problems with it and really not getting at the issues. And
there's something going on. But listen, I imagine having a alcoholic father's almost a traumatic enough experience. But it's like spread out. It's like a car accident that's spread out over 15 years.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And normally when you think of post-traumatic stress disorder, you think of one event.
Right.
But it could be Vietnam, couldn't it?
For her?
No, I don't know how many tours she did.
She wasn't born yet.
She was 4.5 when she was on the Mekong Delta. But, no, what I'm saying is you could have post-traumatic stress disorder from being in Vietnam, couldn't you?
Oh, sure.
And that's spread out over a year.
Yes.
But would it be over one event? Like we stepped
Usually
on a
not.
bouncing Betty or something?
Usually it's the whole experience.
Okay. So you can have that spread out. Or it could be one accident, one rape.
Yeah.
So it's funny, she's like, and it's not funny, but she was raped and she has post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
But the reality is she had a boyfriend when she was a teenager who was also a teenager, and where's the post-traumatic? There's a lot of, and so she's on 5 medications to try to, that's the thing that makes me a little nervous about the titles and then the medications. Once you, I got so excited to drop my notepad. Once you've declared that you have a title, then you can medicate.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I know you don't like this because it's like talking smack about your Well, okay, but let's look at the chain of events. I was raped. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. Therefore, I'm entitled to take this medication. But let's backtrack. You weren't raped. You probably don't have post-traumatic stress disorder. You shouldn't be taking this, but you're taking the meds because you have post-traumatic stress disorder, and I'm not going to be able to say that again.
Well, she clearly has a lot of symptoms, and it probably would benefit from some medication. And you got to remember, we don't say this enough. At least I don't. Is that we are just biological gels. That's what we are.
We said that 20 minutes ago.
I know. I was thinking about that earlier tonight, so I'm saying it again tonight. And that the medications sometimes have striking results, and it certainly can be adjunctive at least.
I like to think of myself as biological gel with hair. Got a lot of hair on the gel.
Yeah. No, like a hair gel?
Mike gave me a take a break. Because, take a break. It's like...
it's a weird energy night. We're pathetic.
No. I think we're good. I blame Mike. All right. Now?
Break.
No. Got to say hi to Jessica. Jessica?
Hi,
Hey, you're 16.
Yeah.
All right, let me read your question. How can you deal with a racial issue with fellow student?
Yeah, there's a student in my class, and every time I even say anything, he comes back with like, "Oh, do you do this because you're racist against black people?" And I'm just like, "What?"
Oh, okay. All right, hold on a second.
Okay.
You're Jewish?
No.
Okay, hold on. I would have made a better call. All right, we'll be back.
A medication.
Hold on. You're not an animal, you idiot.
I'd say it.
You want your dog to take an antibiotic because it's got the worms, right? Now, what do? You give the dog the antibiotic, it puts it in its mouth and spits it out on the floor, it doesn't eat it. You need it to take this medicine, so what do? You take the pill,
and
you
so
smack
we
it down.
appreciate that, Adam, very much.
Listen. No, he's going to be legitimate.
No, forget it.
He puts us in Gainsborough and let him eat.
Just go ahead with your interview. Let's get this over with.
And you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
All right. That or Shasha? Ariana?
Huffington, yeah.
Right. Ariana Huffington is a nice, smart woman. We had a good time with her on the show.
We did have a good time with her. She was...
But let me tell you guys something about all these celebrities real quick who come across like geniuses. They regurgitate the same answers over and over and over again. You hear Ariana Huffington on Politically Incorrect, you go, woo, this woman's got a lightning sharp wit. No, she spit out the same thing on this show. Doesn't make her stupid, but don't be as impressed. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Like a stand-up. That's good. Yes, that's what stand-ups do. That's why I hated stand-up. Thank God it's the first thing on my resume. Listen, all you, I was never a stand-up. I never made a penny doing stand-up. I tried it 25 times. I sucked 26 times. Jessica.
Yes?
You realize I bombed more than I actually did it?
I realize you almost drove yourself off a bridge in San Francisco because of that.
I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
We saw that tape of your birthday party. That was actually very funny.
Yes.
Of you on stage.
Yes.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was very funny.
Where is that? At the Ice House?
It's something with the brick wall behind you. You tell me. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, actually, I had a couple decent days. Thanks,
Jessica,
Mike.
so you got a student who reacts to in unusual ways.
Yes, it's
maybe not so
really
unusual.
strange. Yeah.
What's your relationship with him?
Oh, he's just another classmate, and he sits in my group.
What does that mean, group?
We have like 4 students that sit in a group, in each group, and you're supposed to work with them, and
What class is it?
it's a math class.
When you break off into groups?
Yeah, we're always in the group.
And what kind of thing?
Hey, you get an Asian guy in the group?
Oh, we have an Asian girl.
Oh, good. Ooh, girl. That's
We have a
rough.
very multicultural group. We have one of each race.
Yeah, you got to go, if you're going with the math class, you go with the Asian guy.
All right.
Make sure you get the Asian in your group.
Let's see if we can step off the cliche
And
for 1 second.
No, they can toe the line for the group.
No, I'm the one that does that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're Asian?
No, I'm not Asian, but I'm the one that like toes line.
Okay.
All right. What provokes your friend's outbursts?
I don't know. It just anything I say is like, do you do that because I'm black? And
Do you?
no, I'm completely not racial. I work on the Unity Club, and
Does that bug him?
I don't know. I don't think he knows.
Well, I mean, some people really want a separateness. They want to be identified as different. They just don't want you to. They want you to value their differentness and not.
What's the Unity Club? That's that thing so black guys don't steal your car?
No, it's basically trying to build a cultural bridge and eliminate all the groups and
Right.
just trying to be together more.
Yeah. You know, here's my. I think I have mixed feelings about all groups who break off trying to figure out why we can't all get together. It's kind of weird when you have a group that's trying to figure out why we can't get together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand that this society has done many cultures wrong in its day.
Oh, yeah.
And I know people tend to just think the blacks have been done wrong, but Asians were interned in World War II, American Indians really got the shiv, and blacks got the shiv, and Hispanics got the shiv, but I think they're going to have their revenge soon, at least here in L.A.
How about the Inca, Mayan Empire and things?
All right, everyone's got the shiv by whoever's got a bigger army. That's basically what happened. The way the world works. But having everyone break apart and try to figure out who got the biggest shiv, I don't know. And, I know since I'm a white guy, I can't. I'm not allowed to talk about anything. But I just tend to, I don't know. I think it's dangerous to, and then you elect a guy who speaks for your group, and he's, part of him keeping his job is keeping you kind of riled up and pissed off, and then you plan a march, and I don't know. I'm just not really for everyone breaking off and forming groups. Here's the group I want. Good people, bad people. All right. Here's my good people criteria. You got to be good. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you got between your legs. I don't care who you pray to. Just be good.
And what does that mean, be good?
Love your kids.
Be kind to the people.
Don't steal anyone else's crap. Don't hit anybody.
Take responsibility.
Pay your bills.
Be committed.
True. Who are you asking, me or you?
I'm just echoing.
Oh, okay. How can you echo something that you say first?
I assume if I say something wrong, you'll go, no, not that.
All right, well, keep going.
I'm done.
Okay. So, here's their groups. Good people, bad people. Yes, racists are bad people, but there's racists of all different ethnic persuasions. Believe me. And those of you who think that, we, the whites, have cornered the market on ethnic racism, you're deadly wrong. Asians are into it. Go travel the world. I've never been out of North Hollywood, but I can tell you from watching a lot of the Discovery Channel that this goes on. And it's not only about color. I mean, go to Africa. And you'll see some tribes warring.
Yeah. Different parts of China, Japanese and the Chinese and the Manchurians.
Right. I think the Japanese look down on the Chinese. The Chinese look down on the Koreans. The Koreans look down on the Filipinos.
Yeah.
Goes all the way down. The Polacks are at the bottom of the list, Drew.
That's nice.
Don't you miss that more innocent time when we just made fun of Polish people? Can't we get back to that? Just make fun of the Polacks. Like good Polak jokes. Remember that, like Archie Bunker making those Polak jokes? Melissa.
Yeah, hi.
You're 21.
Yeah, I was wondering if Drew knew anything about alcohol causing excessive dreaming.
When you're intoxicated or when you're coming off?
Both. I spent about a year where I was drinking very heavily and started dreaming excessively where I would remember dreams every single night. I can't take a nap without dreaming. But it's been about 8 months since I drank, and I'm still dreaming just as much.
You taking any medication?
Zoloft and Wellbutrin.
Drew, I noticed you're going for the wallet.
Yeah, the voice. It's just
girl voice.
unmistakable.
Little girl voice.
Well, that's what's causing the dreaming.
The Zoloft and Wellbutrin?
Yep.
I was taking it before that year, and
that's when you were using. That's when you were using, though. Now you've stopped using, and you're still on these drugs. They typically cause wild dreams.
Huh.
So.
Okay. Well, but I was taking the drugs before I started drinking.
Before you started drinking.
Right.
Hey, Melissa.
Yeah.
Something weird happened to you when you were a kid?
Like what?
Well, you got the little girl voice.
Yeah, I know.
What's up with that? Anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Molested?
No.
Raped?
No.
Physically abused?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How old were you? Young?
It started when I was about 8.
And how long did that go on?
I was about 14 or 15.
Is your stepdad?
Yeah.
It's a good guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, Dad may have done it, but Dad wasn't around long enough.
Right.
He would have started before 8.
Right.
So, stepdad. How do you beat the crap out of someone that's not even your own kid? And what did he do? Beat you up?
Yeah.
That's nice. What did your mom do?
Nothing. He beat her up, too.
That's
he's
great.
He's going to rot in hell. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he is.
Where's he living? What city?
My mom. Huh?
With your mom?
No, he's in hell. Everyone's in hell. Where are you calling from?
Utah.
No.
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know. I hope he chokes on a salt lick or something. I don't know. Hope a Mormon drops his faith and kicks his ass with smacks him with a Bible or something. All right,
but I'm not quite sure. Wait, no, for Christ's sake. All right, I want to know is one thing: is Melissa, did the Zoloft? You were on the Zoloft before you started drinking, correct?
Right.
Were you on the Wellbutrin also?
Yes, I was on both of them for probably at least a year before I started drinking.
I mean, there's no doubt you can get disturbances of sleep when you're drinking.
Right.
The disturbances usually get worse when you stop drinking, but they should settle down within 3 months, definitely within 6 months.
Uh-huh.
Nothing else? You aren't coming off Valium or Ativan or Xanax or something like that?
No,
Buspar, you're not taking something like that?
Nope.
Nothing new, no new birth control pills or anything?
Nope.
I cannot explain it, but you should know that, look in the PDR, it'll tell you that funny dreams are characteristic of both Wellbutrin and Zoloft. So,
what's the PDR?
Physician's Desk Reference. It's the book where all that microscopic writing.
Nobody knows what that is.
So there's nothing I can do about that besides not taking those.
Any other medical problems?
No.
Hey, are liquor stores open on Sunday in Utah?
No.
Do you have any other disturbances of sleep where you jerk around a lot or anything like that?
No,
Okay.
What do people do? Load up on booze on Saturday?
Yeah.
You go to the liquor store and buy like a case of beer?
Yeah.
It's great. So I always love it when they make laws and people just kind of work around them, you know?
Melissa, I'm glad you're in treatment. Your stepdad should rot in hell.
We're not going to have liquor stores open on Sunday because Sunday's a holy day. Okay. Buy 2 cases on Saturday, and we'll drink one Saturday, and we'll have one Sunday, and then Monday will be fine. But make sure Saturday night, before the liquor stores close up, you go load up on booze. But don't worry, we ain't open Sunday.
Prohibition really doesn't work wherever it rears its head. You know?
No, it doesn't.
They're unintended. It's the law of unintended consequence.
Here's what I was saying to Drew. Where the hell were we when I got into my hypothetical prohibition discussion with you?
Who knows?
All right, everybody listen to this for a second. All right, don't bother. I know. And Mike, you go on talking about what you want to talk about. But here's what I was saying to Drew. We were on the road somewhere in some car somewhere talking about something. I'm not talking to you on this trip, by the way, Drew. I'm going to get some rest.
Hallelujah. Oh,
I said we were talking. Drew, with the stupid. Are you going to be taking those stupid doctor tests on the plane again?
I'm going to get them done this time for a change.
So I have to listen to you banter.
You know what it's like?
Yipping like a little dog in the background.
I got to sit next to Drew while he feverishly fills out a Scantron with a number 2 pencil. The entire trip is Drew with a Scantron and a number 2 pencil. And I just sit there like an idiot. All of a sudden, I'm back in the 9th grade, and I'm sitting next to the smart kid. And I can't read the questions, so I'm just sort of bored, and I'm just looking at him, and he's getting, this whole airplane thing, it's a godsend to Drew, because he's getting work done. And I'm just sitting there squirming with my underpants in my ass. I don't know who designs these airplane seats, but I swear to God, this conversation has gone on down at the testing lab. Bob, we're pretty good in just about every category. Discomfort, sweat retention, upper neck and upper back and neck pain. We're a little light on the underpants crawling up the ass. One of our test subjects complained that his underpants only went about 3/4 of the way up his crack, and we'd really like to adjust that. Now, I'm not asking for the underwear to disappear inside the butthole, but I am wanting to get it up to about 80-90%. We're looking about 70%. Don't take this as criticism, Bob. Just a little more tweaking. Maybe you can make the lumbar stick out a little more and change the angle of the step part of the seat. I think that'll do it. Because I just sit there with my underwear up my ass the entire trip thinking, how am I going to get my underwear out of my ass? And I'm belted in. And it's kind of weird because people sort of recognize us, and it's weird when I'm really digging for the underpants. I'm not going to, either wear bike shorts or...
jockstrap?
My ass is so hairy that the strap, I can't find the strap. You understand?
Just the jock part is all you wear.
All right, so here's the hypothetical I have with Drew on the road. I say, let's explain prohibition and making drugs illegal to aliens.
Yeah.
Was that how it went?
Yes.
So I said, okay, here's what it is. 70 years ago, or give or take, we tried to make this thing illegal. We called it alcohol. This liquid, clear, came like different. There's like some was strong, some was weak, but we tried to make it illegal. And what happened is we tried to take it away from everybody, but everyone loved it so much that certain guys figured out that if they could provide it, they would get rich, and then it created this underworld thing, and it funded mob. The wrong people got the money, in other words.
And still people drank.
People loved it so much, we couldn't stop it. It was a real disaster.
It didn't hurt many people, but for the ones that were going to get hurt, they got hurt anyway.
A couple people had a problem with it, but after a few years of this liquid that we tried to make illegal, it didn't work out. So we made it legal and everyone on their way. And then some years later, there's this other stuff, and it was powder, or it was a leaf. But the point is people really dug that too. So we tried to keep that away from people. But then the same thing happened. A couple of people got hold of it, started selling it for more. They started, and this time it really got out of control. People buying guns, people funding gangs, and it really turned into a lot. And the people who wanted it ended up got it anyway. This was this powdery stuff and this leafy stuff and this whatever stuff. Now, what do you think the alien that you're trying to explain this to would say? Well, why is it any different than the liquid stuff you were trying to keep away from them 50 years ago? Well, it made people feel good, but some people spun out with it and blah, blah, blah. Well, what's the difference? If you're explaining it that way, I don't think there's any difference. I think the same people are getting rich, except for it's their grandkids that are getting rich off selling heroin and coke that were when they're bootlegging gin. And an alien would say, well, you tried it once, it didn't work. What are you thinking? And I think they'd be right.
Jonathan Silverman, and you're listening to Loveline with Ace Racola and Dr. Drew.
Drew, I swear to God, I could drive to France with less directions than this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right, you don't read.
Oh, shut up. Everyone has to go for it. They have to play the illiterate card. It's really low. You know what I mean? It really cuts to the quick, too. You understand?
Sorry.
It's right to the core. All of a sudden, I'm in the 5th grade. I'm spelling girls with a U.
Ooh.
At the chalkboard, baby.
Oh.
At the chalkboard.
Humanity.
At the chalkboard.
That's your parents' fault and their damn hippie ideas.
Girls with a U. And listen, if there's ever a word that needed a U, it was the girls. I mean, girls. Not girls.
Umbrella girls. Sorta.
How do you get the word? Gur. Gurge. How do you spell regurgitate? How do you spell that?
Have to look at it.
Well, write it down, would you? Stacy.
Yes.
What's going on?
You're right.
Regurge.
Yeah.
All right, now get rid of that. Get rid of that G and put an L there.
Regurgitate.
Regurgitate. All right. So how am I supposed to know? Stacy?
Yes, sir.
What's going on there?
I have a problem. I just recently am going through a divorce, and it's affecting my current relationship.
With the person you're being divorced from?
Both, actually. I have a girlfriend now, and it's...
How long have you been away from your wife?
I was in Europe for about 9 months.
How old were you when you got married?
18.
What were you doing in Europe?
I was in the Army.
Yeah. And the new girlfriend...
Scholarship to Oxford.
Started immediately when he got back?
After I got out of the military.
You immediately started with a girlfriend?
Yes.
And when did you decide to get divorced?
I didn't decide.
When did she decide to get divorced?
Yes.
When?
It was...
Was it while you were in Europe?
Probably about three months ago, yes.
While you were in Europe?
Yes.
would you cool out on the new relationship? I mean, you're just 3 months into a divorce. I mean, go ahead and date and try to distract yourself, but don't expect to have a relationship that is going to work in the face of all this chaos. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
You have any kids?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh, good Lord. All right, so you like the new chick?
Yeah, I do, and that's where the problem lies, is that I'm finding it hard to act the same way that I did towards her as I did towards my wife. It's like hard for me to love her.
Stacy, you're just coming out of a divorce.
Yes.
Don't expect that of yourself so fast. Yeah,
everybody relax.
Yeah, just you need some time. At least, let's say, let me give you a broad sketch of what time frame would be appropriate. 6 months after the divorce is complete, then maybe you want to have a serious relationship. Maybe.
And let me tell you,
21. You're 21.
This Ted Kaczynski, he did a lot of things I disagree with, but one of the things he did that I agree with, he hung out alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People need that. Don't be scared to do that, everybody. Everybody just spend a little time alone. Stare in the mirror. Figure out your problems, and then move on with your life. But don't just keep hopping from one distraction to the next. Wait a minute, I want to talk to this caller. Hey, Beth.
Yeah,
You're 21?
I sure am.
You lied to Drew during a previous call and want to come clean?
This is the HIV call, I bet you.
No, I didn't lie about anything that's like
What'd you lie?
I called, I don't know if you guys will remember this, but I called last Thursday, I think it was. I said, I'm a virgin, and I could only get guys to go out with me like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I remember that call.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the only thing I lied about was, well, first of all, I'm in a much better mood about that now. I'm kind of embarrassed about that last call because I was really feeling just really, really sorry for myself. It was shameful, really.
You're a virgin. Guys were only going out with you on a couple of dates and then dumping you. You were saying it's because you're a virgin.
We were saying it's because of the guys you chose.
And I told you that's nonsense anyway.
I remember this call.
Right. And I know you guys were right, and I knew it before. I was just feeling really sorry for myself.
Okay, all right.
Really whiny. But,
that's fine. I thought it was actually okay call.
What'd you lie about?
Okay, well, this was the thing. Before I hung up, Dr. Drew, you said, you were asking me about my family and everything. I said it was perfect, which of course is
right.
And you said, just remember, nobody's family is perfect and everything. I think I was just mad at you guys because I was feeling sorry for myself and I wanted everybody else to, too. So I was just like, I don't know, I hung up the phone and I was just like, did I just tell them my family's perfect? And then I realized, like an hour later, I'm sitting here laying in bed thinking, and Dr. Drew, the first thing that you said to me was, you said that you were picking up that I was mad at my mom for some reason.
Yeah.
It's exactly right.
Yeah, interesting.
And I just like instinctively said no, but it's true, and I had to tell you that you were right.
Interesting.
What are you mad at your mom for?
It's amazing. What am I mad at my mom for? I mean, it's kind of a long story, but it's just...
All right. But the point is you're mad at your mom, you were mad at your mom, but yet you called your family perfect, even though we knew something was up with the family.
But it's nice that she called up and clarified.
First time's ever happened.
Yeah,
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you, Beth.
Rest assured, all you callers who call in and we form a hypothesis and you tell us it isn't true, doesn't matter. We believe it anyway. I know you think we sit here and go to commercial and go, oh, Drew, you're losing your touch, buddy. You know what we do? We go to commercial and go, boy, is that person in denial.
That's what we do.
Drew, I swear to God, stop me if I'm lying.
No, it's true. That's exactly right.
Once we feel something's going on, then it's going on.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, I'm going with it. And you know what? God damn it, it's the most predictable thing under the sun.
Yeah.
And that's why I refuse to.
Yeah.
I don't look at it. I don't look at anything different than mechanics or building, anything else. You tell someone who knows that subject, you tell them what the symptoms are, they'll tell you what's going wrong, and you can swear up and down it ain't your transmission. They're not listening. You know why? Because they're the experts. And you told them the symptom. You understand? It's the same thing. All right. Marie.
Hello?
You're 18.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Okay.
Real fast.
Okay.
We have 1 minute. Marie.
All right. Hold on a second, Ray. By the way, when I say real fast, and then there's a 10-second pause, I'm moving on. James.
Yeah.
You're 20. Uh-oh. Having trouble coping with the trauma of going bald.
You're 20?
Yes.
That's a bitch.
Why don't you take something for that?
Well, nothing works.
Have you tried Propecia?
No, I hear it doesn't work on, like your temples. It just works on the bald patch and on the back, and that hasn't really appeared yet. I'm just sort of receding a lot, you know?
Are you normal at 20?
Huh?
What do you mean a lot?
Receding at 20 is that normal?
That's when I established this hairline.
Look at you.
It was at 20.
Not me.
Hasn't changed since then, though. That's the point.
Yeah, most guys are in worse shape.
It's gone. It's going.
You a white guy, James?
Yes.
Now you're screwed.
Well, I would look into Rogaine and Propecia. These things can work in other areas other than the crown. I mean, they can.
I've said it many times. I start going bald, I start working out and shave my head.
Sure.
As it is, I got a problem with my brow fusing with my temple. Drew, is there a hairline on me?
No, it just meets up. I never really realized you don't have a forehead.
My brows are meeting in the center. The ends of my brows are meeting with my sideburns, and my ass is hooking up at the back of my neck.
All right, let's go. Come on, break.
One day there'll be a continuous trail of hair. You'll be able to start. You'll start on my small toe, and you'll work your way up to my crown without ever going over a patch of smooth skin. Circumnavigate my entire torso. All right, I'll take a break. All right, mercifully, another one of our shows has come to an end. All right, Drew. Henry Rollins tomorrow night. Y'all?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Thanks for all the work, Ann and Sherry. And a little shout-out to my homegirl, Lisa. Put in many a dedicated evening here on Loveline and has moved on to greener pastures. God bless her, and we wish her all the luck in the world. So, Ann's here, Mike. So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahala.